Well, let's go ahead and do this. Why not? So, y'all see the title. I'm not going to go on too long because there is a Christmas party that I will go to, but I figure I'd do this just for the heck of it. But what would happen if the Democratic Party was the only singular party in the United States? The thing is that I've seen so much rhetoric about this from like more mainstream lefty sources. And I say that loosely, but just sort of mainstream stuff. And it's funny to me all this sort of rhetoric that they push where it's like the Republican Party, Republican Party, Republican Party. It's only the Republican Party you need to worry about. And to me, that is hugely ignorant. If you simply blame Republicans for all the woes of this country, then you're going to leave a lot of stuff out. That's the whole thing where it's like, okay, you get rid of the Republican Party. Okay, you're going to have numerous folks, people like Liz Cheney and whatnot, who are going to change some of their views, but ultimately pretty much stay the same and become Democrats. Um, like I say, you're going to. I think that a lot of folks are focusing on this, like, yeah, let's just get rid of the Republicans. You just say that it's already true to a certain, yeah. You just say that it's already true to a certain degree. That, yeah, it is true. Yeah, that is, yeah, it is a singular party. But I mean, like I say, give up the idea that we have this fake duopoly between Democrats and Republicans. It is pretty much the same thing. Now, of course, a lot of folks are like, well, they're not exactly the same. Like I say, for all, I've seen this over and over though, where it's just like, well, Democrats and Republicans aren't the same, but and it's just like, why don't you just say they are? They don't want to give the folks who are like, they don't want to give the Jimmy Dore folks or the whomever. They don't want to give them the dub. They don't want to. They're just like, no, I'm not going to do it because that would mean that, I'm going to prove you right. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to prove their enemies correct. It's like, I get it. But it's just, like I said, this is it's just cope. That's all it is cope. They don't talk about the Libertarian Party. They don't talk about the Green Party. They don't talk about any of these other parties that don't mean anything. But yeah, if the Democrats were officially the only party, would the Bernie AOC type split to form Progressive Party? Maybe, but maybe not because they want the money. That's my take. Yeah. Is there any adequate politician in the Democratic Party that you sympathize with? No, not really. No. Like I say, Joe Manchin, I think he's not really somebody to be admired. He's more of somebody who's like, yeah, he's just you know, he's just somebody who's there to hit, to buck everybody else, be one of those, wild horses who just, you know, fucking with the other horses. I mean, that's all he's doing, really. He just wants to protect his money. It's like, yeah, I get it. I do. I get it. I get why he wants to protect, his investments. It's like if he's a coal guy, if his wife is involved with that, then good for him. I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous to me. I think as y'all get older, and I say this now as I get older, is you realize that politics just kind of goes back and forth. Promises are made, and then ultimately it's no different than the other one that got kicked out. Because ultimately they have to maintain some sort of legitimacy. Thoughts on Ron Paul? Oh yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, is he the best politician there is as of now, or no? Well, Ron Paul, I think, tried to push his message, I think, as strong as he could when he was in office. And I think his son Rand Paul is a shadow of that. Overall, I think Ron Paul, like I say, contrary to what y'all may think, I really was never a libertarian. I was never that. I can sympathize to a point, with some libertarian beliefs, but I think that I was like I said, I just didn't care about Ron Paul. I'll be honest with you. I just didn't care. I didn't care about what Ron Paul had to say or do. I'm just like, I mean, that's my honest take on it. I mean, yeah, I can appreciate what he tried to do, but ultimately, he's seen, like I say, he's more of a punching bag for people. He's another person to point at and laugh at and sneer at. Same thing with Rand Paul. He's another person to point at and sneer at and laugh at that people just don't take seriously. I can appreciate what he's done. I can, but he's. Uh, that's my take on it. I mean, that may be a spicy take. I don't really think it is. It's just more. Yeah, he said some smart stuff here and there. He's also done stupid stuff, but ultimately, he's just a meme. I'm sorry, he is. It's a great, like I say, he's literally a meme though. It's happening, it's happening meme, right? That's how I feel about him. I don't know. The whole thing with Democrats where it's just like, we just need to get rid of the Republicans, just get rid of the Republicans. It's just like the thing is once they do that, you don't think that Republicans will simply I mean, the thing is once you get rid of the Republicans, and of course they'll say, "Oh, Republicans are doing the legal maneuvering that the Nazis did, this and that." No, they really aren't. They really aren't. If you look at the actual laws, no, they really aren't. You know, to create some Christo-fascism. I mean, neither was I. I like Ron Paul because he's been mostly consistently anti-Zionist for decades. Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. This like I say, there are plenty of conspiracy theories out there, but the favorite conspiracy theory of leftoids. I'm gonna use some verbiage from people like Six X and Hammer, but I'll use it nonetheless. Where it's like Christo-fascism is going to take over the United States. It's like, no. Number one, Christo-fascism is not a thing. It isn't. You make it that way because you're just a loser. The fact is that the far right does not have any legitimacy in the United States, and I don't even say that like I'm trying to, you know, do some sort of weird 4D chess. No, I don't think the far right has any real popularity. In pockets they do, but on a mass scale? No. No, they don't. Republicans are Nazi. Yeah. It really is. I mean, it's amazing to me to think that, oh my goodness, Republicans are stopping progress. But it's like increasingly we've seen now that we have a Democratic president, now suddenly people are like, it becomes harder and harder to defend Joe Biden and defend the Democrats, isn't it? It gets harder and harder each day. And of course, they still have to get, like I say, it's all programmed at this point where it's just like, yeah, like I said, Republicans and Democrats aren't the same. Democrats do this and that. Yeah, evangelical prosperity gospel types have more chance than traditional Christians. They don't really have a chance at the moment. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Joel Austin types, the deeper like evangelicals who moved to Israel, stuff like that. You know, I just like I say, I just think it's ridiculous. I really do. I mean, I said that every video. It's ridiculous, but it really is. You realize just how much nonsense goes on with this shit, and you're just like, okay, I don't know. You see the incompetence that has happened with the Biden administration. They have been incompetent, straight incompetent. And I think people will continue to make excuses and they'll say, "Oh, all this, all yeah, the limitations and the empty shelves or whatnot, that's been solved or whatnot." And the Democrats gave you a big check. Okay. Yep. It's fine. But they gave us a big check. I just did that because somebody walked in. That's okay. Sorry about the dead air. Yeah. But Prescott Bush gave money to Uncle A, so that means the Republicans are Nazis. Yeah, liberal left. Yeah, literal left wing. Yeah. How would you sum up this year? I would sum up this year as a clusterfuck. Um, we have seen continued protests against COVID. Like I said, I don't really like talking about COVID that much because plenty of folks do that, and I've gotten 2 shots, so and I'll probably end up getting the booster because I still want to have a job. So I will, but you have that. You have the relatively good thing that we left Afghanistan, but now apparently, you have mass starvation in Afghanistan, and of course, nobody else is talking about that. Um, so you have that issue as well in Afghanistan. You have continued stuff that goes on in Syria. Basically, we see that Hayat Tahrir al-Sham is getting work is barely hanging on to any sort of power in Idlib province. Like I say, I would think that there would be a political solution that Erdogan is gonna. You would think would be like we're gonna cut ties with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, and we're just gonna let Syria have this back. But I have a feeling they're not going to. Very stubborn that way, but that's a whole other thing. You know, um, yeah, it's just been a clusterfuck this year. We saw the lockdown, we saw all this other feijoa that happened, and you're just like, okay. Like I say, it's one of those things that just kind of it literally happened overnight. I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories about COVID, this and that. It's not really my place right now, but yeah, that's how it goes. Like I say, I think that if Democrats were the only party, you would have numerous breakoffs. You would have probably like I say, you would have less need to try to appeal to everybody. You would just have your small racist groups. You would have Republicans that knew the game and had that power, and they would learn how to do it. But yeah, generation lockdown. Oh, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Ugh. Just a moment, folks. Here we go. Close this door here. But yeah, I mean, to me, that's where we are. I know I repeat that pretty much in every video. I apologize, but there are only so many words that can work in my head. That's pretty much all I have to say, though, folks. It's more of a grandiose title, you know. But I think that, like I say, it destroys the image. I'll put it this way. You know, if the Republican Party was made irrelevant, and which is what they're talking about, the thing is, then you would have a single party state. That's the whole idea. I mean, unless you want to try to bring in libertarians, which I don't think people do, to the larger, electoral system, and to bring in the Green Party and the Socialist Party, like the PSL and DSA. And I know, like I say, Socialist Party is a whole different thing than DSA and PSL, you know. But it's just ridiculous to me. It is. It's very ridiculous to see all this stuff and realize it's like this is where we are, you know. But honestly, I really just want to grill, bro. At this point, a lot of us do. We just want to grill. We don't want to get involved with my far right. We don't want to get involved with people don't just give up a power authority. Libertarians have no shot, in my opinion. Oh yeah, no, I agree. They don't. Yeah, libertarians have no chance. Whether it's Joe Jorgensen or the other guy who didn't know what idlib was, you know, yeah, there's no chance. Yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of fading out, aren't I? I think I pretty much said my piece on that, and the attempt at me giving analysis and whatnot may not be the best, but it's mildly entertaining. So, there's that. Anyway, I hope y'all all have a Merry Christmas. I hope y'all just try to be nice to each other. I don't like to use that phrase too much, but let's do it today. Just try to be nice to each other. Try not to get caught up in the BS. If you're going to enjoy your Jewish Christmas and go to, the Chinese restaurant, just be chill, enjoy your mushu pork or enjoy your sesame chicken and just relax and vibe, No reason to start drama. Just enjoy yourselves. So have a Merry Christmas. Happy, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna, but just as a sense of kindness. A happy Hanukkah, a Kwanzaa. Why not? Even though Kwanzaa is still goofy and just kind of made up, but enjoy your Kwanzaa. Enjoy your various holidays, um, and have a good one. I'll probably do maybe one more. Maybe I'll do like a little Merry Christmas video tomorrow. I'll do that. And then maybe I'll do a wrap up of 2021 stream and whatnot. Just a brief one. Maybe more than an hour. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy that. See you later. A goodbye and a Merry Christmas to you and yours.